All right, everyone, welcome back. I just wanted to make this introduction to those who are not familiar with this channel. I want to explain kind of what makes this channel unique and what makes it different from other LDS channels. If you are on the internet in 2026 and in the past, 30 years, you'll notice that there's basically two types of LDS content. There is pro LDS content and there's anti LDS content. And what's going on is anti-Mormon content is trying to use, evidence and logic and rationality to sort of dissuade you from believing in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And in response, apologetic content or pro-LDS content is using, logic, rationality, facts, etc., to bolster your faith or to persuade you to continue your membership in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, I think that's fine. I think that's all good. But I think that there's something fundamentally deeper going on. I don't believe that it is rationality that ultimately moves people one way or the other. I'm not. That's not to say that I'm anti-logic or anti-rationality. I just think that there's something even deeper going on, something more fundamental. So, what is that fundamental thing? In my opinion, that's meaning. Something has to have meaning before it can be true or false. Let me give you an example. Let's say I came up to you and I started speaking in a language that you didn't understand. And then afterwards I asked you, is it true or false? Whatever it is I just said, is it true or false? Well, you wouldn't be able to say until you had discerned the meaning of what I was saying and understood intelligibly what I was saying. And then you could say, oh, yeah, I think that's true or I think that's false. What I think is going on is, especially in the anti-Mormon camp, people will represent our beliefs and our practices and our traditions and our culture in a way that's nonsensical, not in a way that is necessarily false, but in a way that strikes us as like meaningless. It's nonsensical. It doesn't. It's frustrating because there's really nothing that they're actually saying. They're just presenting things in a kind of a confusing way. And they do this with all sorts of things, with our beliefs, our practices, with statistics regarding the church, etc. The pro LDS people, they are sort of relying on a shared vocabulary that they have with members of the church to bolster people's faith, and it makes sense to members, but it doesn't necessarily make sense to those who are not members or who have left the faith. I think they would find pro LDS content to be a bit nonsensical themselves. So what I want to do is I want to make it make sense for everyone, and I want to present our beliefs and our practices and our tradition, etc., in the most meaningful way. And I think we'll accomplish two things. One, if you are a faithful member, your faith in Jesus Christ will increase, and you'll be able to talk about your faith in much clearer and more meaningful terms. If you're not a member and if you hold negative feelings, I hope that this channel helps you resolve some of those tense feelings for you, and that you come to an understanding of your friends and family who are still in the church. I don't think there has to be um, animosity between members and former members. I think we can all love each other. So that's what we're going to be doing on this channel. We'll be doing this in all sorts of ways. And I want to, I guess, address one criticism I can already anticipate. Is one, if people who know me know that I do a lot of research, I read a lot of philosophy, and they're going to say, well, aren't you using rationality and philosophy to make your case? And I will, in response to that, I would say, sort of. I don't think a testimony and commitment to the church is purely rational. I don't think rationality can get you all the way. But I do believe that if you are trying to maximize meaning, what you'll be doing in turn is you'll be maximizing intelligibility. Things will appear more rational. Things will appear more logical. Um, and so we're going to sort of mine every bit of reason that we can out of this for the sake of making meaning, and where reason can't take us, we're gonna try and see what we can make out of that. So that's what this channel is about. We'll be doing all sorts of stuff. I'll be making video essays. We'll be reviewing books. We'll be interviewing very cool people that are both within the church and out of the church, or maybe from other faiths. And if that's something that piques your interest, feel free to give a like and subscribe. Thanks so much, guys.